Here we go with the deal. All right, let me do a quick screen record. Where the app is. So at this point, they still got a lot of work to do. But in this phase, they're supposed to start loading the data. And right now, only Aldi and Lidl have their product data like free and open to the public. And you see they need to update these logos. That's the John Safeway logo. I sent them the correct logo, so that should be updated tomorrow. But anyway, let's just see what's working so far. They're able to get some of the data loaded from Lidl and Aldi. So I was just kind of looking around at it. The one thing they said is that the search isn't working correctly, but this is the beta phase. So basically that's something that will get corrected as we go along. It's just at this point, they're supposed to be able to take Aldi or Lidl's code, put it in the app, and this stuff is supposed to appear up here. You know, the product, the price, the picture, all that stuff. So that stuff seems to be populating. It's starting to populate. But there's still more information that needs to go in, like description information, because the fact that this is listed like 4 times, I'm sure that has to do with some variations, maybe like the amount, 12 pack, 6 pack, whatever, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but that information seems to be populating. And as I said, like this is considered alcohol, but anything that is related to alcohol or has like alcohol in the description or the name or whatever will appear in the search right now. So they got to work that part out because that's not all coming in the way it's supposed to. Can't really do a true comparison, the comparison feature yet on these two stores because they don't have, as we know, like Aldi and Lidl, they don't really sell the same products. But I was just checking to see in terms of the pricing, like here's Ballpark bundling Frank's for $4.92. So I was just looking out on the web, see just to see. This is that other brand. Let's see, Ballpark. Yeah, $4.92 for Lidl right now on the web. So it looks like that pricing. Anyway, it looks like the pricing is checking out. Here's another one. This Bar S smoked Polish sausage, $6.48. So I was just checking that one too. For Lidl, that's Safeway. Lidl, $6.48. Yeah. So just to kind of look and see if the pricing at least is coming through. So that's pretty much all they have, working in terms of the true data. Like I made a profile that seemed to be working correctly. That's me right there. So I put in my email, my information in my profile, and it populated it. So whatever we want to do with profile information, once people, set up their account, looks like that might be working pretty good so far. There's still a lot of stuff to do. So the comparison feature, I just put some bananas and blueberries in there, because they have generic names and there's no brand. So they did pop in there, and I was able to do a compare with those, and to say your ultimate savings is at Aldi. So I was able to do a compare, which is good. Looked at those items, and then it popped in where the best price is for the items in your cart. So it looks like that coding is working, and we'll continue to test that out. So, I mean, that's where they are right now. You know, we'll talk about it some more, and then we'll test some more of the functionality out in this beta phase. But we only have these two stores, Aldi and Lidl, to work with right now, because just about all the other stores don't offer their information for free. We literally have to form relationships, like with the Giants, Safeways, whatever. If y'all know somebody that work at Giant, and I'm gonna see it. You know, Kevin still got connections at Giant. You know, talk to somebody and see if we can get a hold of their product data. Because, you know, if they get it, they'll give it to you or charge you for it or whatever, but we just got to get a hold of the data that we want to list in our app. Because you see, the only comparison that they can do, only the comparison that the app is going to do is with the stores that are in the app. So we continually need to grow this list. You know, so it need to be Aldi, it need to be, you know, Aldi, Lidl, Harris Teeter, Giant, boom, boom, boom. One thing I'm waiting to hear back from them is if we get the Giant API and get the Giant data from one store, is that representative of all of the Giants, or do we have to get, you know, a data from each individual store? So I haven't really gotten a clear answer on that. But one other thing that I'm learning is we're going to have to narrow down our product offering, right? We're going to have to do like top 50 items or something like that. Like not every item in the world, especially not starting out. And, you know, that kind of makes sense because people don't buy, there's stuff that sits on shelves in grocery stores for a long time. They're not popular items. So we want to deal in popular items, and get a hold of those as much as we can. So I just wanted to do this video in case we don't meet again or something like that, just to let y'all know where we are with it. And then, you know, from here, you know, you can form your questions. And again, at some point, we need to meet with the team and, you know, have our questions together and have them answer our questions. And then, you know, you all can give examples of what it is that, like how you expect it to function and that sort of thing. So, but anyway, that's where we at right now. This location information is not active. This isn't really thinking, this isn't a GPS. It doesn't think I'm in Houston, Texas. That's just up there for right now. But once we get to that phase and get the GPS part working, then it's gonna say where I am, and it's going to display the stores within 10, 15 mile radius or whatever that we determine based on my location, right? So that's what I have so far. You know, and it's not like we can't look at other sources and see if that information is altogether true. You know, there may be other ways to get this information other than going to each individual retailer and trying to form relationships. But this development team is saying like, yeah, that's what you all have to do, because, you know, without that API information, we can't populate these lists. So anyway, that's it. I'll let y'all.